You remind me very much of Jim Voss, the CEO of Tenneco. I recently interviewed, and he is much like you. He is out at the plants, walking the talk, making it real, making it relatable. But Bryce, something that I think leaders struggle with, I know I did in my time in supply chain, is that you've got to make a decision to make this a priority, to go to the plants, to spend time with the people. And I think so often leaders think that they need to be into the detail of what's happening in the business, but you've got to make a conscious decision. No. Leadership is about spending time with the people. This is the most important thing. Talk to us about that thought process that perhaps people listening to the show can understand that and come to grips with that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great point. So 3 weeks out of my year, I am on a bus, okay? And when I'm on the bus, I basically shut my phone off, because if I'm distracted when I'm there, then it sends the message that it's not priority. So it's really hard. And so over time, a lot of my bosses had to learn that when I am there, I am not answering the calls. Okay, I have a team that can answer, because I believe that you have to have the right team, and the team should be able to run without you. It needs to, because you want this to be agnostic to leadership. Okay, you want it to have a legacy going on, that it continues to run when we're all gone. So there's leader standard work, and I follow leader standard work. It's not necessarily I do this every single day. What it is like, if you went in my office, I have on my wall how many plants per month and where I'm going, to make sure, because I have a set target that forces me to make sure that I get to in the plant and truly Gemba at the plant. I also average 1 skip level a week. I make sure. Now, I might miss it, like I'm traveling next week, so I'll do 2 in the following week. But it's a way for me to touch people that are 3 to 4 to 5 levels lower in the organization, and I can learn from them. I learn from them a lot.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. I go back to when I was at GE in 2015. I had reverse mentoring with my team, and it was when digital and AI were really just kind of starting, back 2014, 15, 16. And I was being mentored by a 26-year-old up-and-comer who was teaching me about how to do data lakes. When you have to humble yourself, because as you get higher and higher, some people will think, oh, I've reached it to the summit. You have to always be learning, and you have to be humble enough to say you can learn from every single place you go. And again, that's what we do on the bus tours. Every plant's at a different maturity level, but every single plant has something you can learn from. And you're not allowed off the bus. The ticket to get off the bus is you have to give your 3 commitments. And then I follow up with you in a variable way at any time. I can call you at any time. We have a Wednesday plant managers meeting that we have a spinning wheel. And that spinning wheel has everybody's name on it. And that name comes up, and as soon as the name, whoever it is, I can ask you a question on safety, quality, commitments, on anything. It's a fun way. It's not a gotcha, but it's just a way. But it is a way that people are like, ooh, I better be on my game.
It's a way to drive accountability in a positive sense.
Yeah.
And so often we think about accountability as blame in a negative sense, and it doesn't have to be. Right. And that brings me to the question about empowerment. You said that when you're on the bus, you shut your phone off and your team should be able to handle anything that comes up.
Correct.
Absolutely. Many leaders say that, but what they actually do in practice is more of a version of micromanagement. Yeah. It's just words. How do you drive ownership and accountability? I mean, Bryce, we talk about speed in this industry. We know we've got to be faster at everything we do. We know that silos are not the way to do it, right? We've got to cut across silos. We've got to make decisions faster, but that means pushing decision-making down, and that means empowering people. You're dealing with a legacy organization that's over 100 years old. How, Bryce, do you do that?